had been stationed on Veyara Prime for 6 months as part of the Human Veyari Cultural Exchange Corps. My role was simple: learn their language, record their customs, and try not to get myself killed in the process. The Veyari were towering beings, skin glimmering with iridescent scales, eyes like molten metal, and a physique designed for combat. They lived in sprawling citadel cities carved into mountains, where every citizen was expected to fight at some point in their life. And then there was Kilira. Kilira was the warrior everyone whispered about. 7 feet of muscle, with obsidian scales streaked by silver war paint. She had the kind of presence that froze a room. I'd been told she once fought 3 rival warlords and lived to tell the tale. She was not someone you accidentally proposed to. But as fate would have it, I did exactly that. It started with a simple cultural misunderstanding. I was learning their dialect, and my instructor explained that placing your palm over your chest and saying "Shiraito" meant, "I honor you." What she forgot to mention was that if you added a slight upward tilt of the hand, exactly what I did, you changed the phrase to, "I bind my life to yours." In other words, a marriage proposal. I had done it in front of a council gathering. Dozens of warriors watched as I stood before Kilira, hand on chest, words trembling out of my mouth. She blinked once, twice, and then grinned. "I accept," she said in her deep, resonant voice. The entire chamber erupted. I stood frozen, realizing I had just proposed to one of the deadliest warriors on the planet. And she had agreed. The middle, a warrior's devotion. From that day forward, Kilira shadowed me everywhere. At first, I thought she was mocking me, humoring the foolish human who didn't know their own words. But it became clear quickly that she was deadly serious. When I went to the marketplace, she followed, glaring at vendors who tried to overcharge me. When I trained in the sparring yards, she towered over the other warriors, growling at anyone who landed a hit on me. When I tried to retreat to my quarters for some peace, she stationed herself outside like a sentinel. "Kilira, this was a mistake," I told her one evening. She tilted her head, eyes glinting gold in the torchlight. "Do you wish to dishonor me?" No, that's not what I mean. It's just, I didn't mean to propose. It was an accident, a misunderstanding." Her nostrils flared, and for a terrifying moment, I thought she'd crush me. Instead, she leaned closer, her voice a low rumble. "Among my people, there are no accidents. Words are weapons. Once spoken, they cannot be taken back. You chose me, and I accept." I swallowed hard. I wasn't sure which was more terrifying, that she believed this union was real, or that a part of me was beginning to wonder what it would mean if it was. The Warband Trial. My accidental engagement quickly became public knowledge, and word spread fast. Soon the High Council summoned me. "If you are to be bonded to Kilira, you must prove yourself worthy," one of the elders declared. "Worthy? Esqui. Yes. You will join her in the Warband Trial. If you survive, the bond stands. If you perish, so be it." Kilira placed a reassuring hand, clawed and massive, on my shoulder. "Do not fear, Jackson. I will not let harm come to you." Her words were meant to comfort, but they only deepened my dread. The Warband Trial was no joke. It was a 3-day gauntlet across the plains of fire, where rival clans, beasts, and the environment itself tested your survival. On the first night, as we camped beneath a sky streaked with twin moons, Kilira watched me struggle with a fire starter. With a sigh, she took it from me and lit the flames effortlessly. "You are fragile," she said bluntly. "Thanks," I muttered. "But you are clever. You think differently. That is why I find you fascinating." Froze. Was Kilira, this unstoppable alien warrior, actually flirting with me? She noticed my stunned silence and smirked. "Do not look so alarmed, human. I could have chosen anyone. I chose you." That night, I lay awake, realizing that what had started as a mistake was turning into something much more complicated. Battle and bond. The trial tested us beyond measure. We fought off a pack of razor-backed beasts, their jaws snapping inches from my throat. I nearly collapsed from exhaustion climbing basalt cliffs, but Kilira carried me without complaint. At one point, we were ambushed by a rival warband. Blades clashed, and the air filled with battle cries. I ducked behind Kilira, only to realize that while she fought like a storm unleashed, she was also deliberately leaving openings, forcing me to act, to strike, to fight for myself. "Do not hide behind me, Jackson," she roared. "Fight beside me." Something inside me shifted then. I picked up a discarded spear and lunged clumsily, managing to distract one of the attackers long enough for Kilira to finish him. When the dust settled, she clasped my face in her massive hands, eyes blazing. "Yes," she said. "This is why I chose you." And for the first time I felt proud. The ending, a choice of my own. By the time we limped back into the citadel after 3 brutal days, the council awaited our return. Bloodied but alive, we had passed the trial. The elder's voice rang out. "The bond stands. The human has proven himself." The crowd roared in approval. Kilira raised her blade in triumph. And me. I stood there, heart pounding, knowing that every step of this had been a mistake. And yet, somehow, it no longer felt like one. Later, when we were finally alone, I turned to Kilira. "Kilira, I need to tell you something." She arched a brow. "Speak." That first proposal, it was an accident. I didn't know what I was saying. But everything after, the trial, fighting beside you, surviving with you, that was real. And now, if you'll have me, choose you. For real this time. For the first time since I'd met her, Kilira's fierce expression softened. She pressed her forehead against mine, a gesture of intimacy among her people. "Then we are bound," she whispered. "Not by accident, by choice." And just like that, the mistake that had once threatened to end my life became the decision that defined it. From then on, Kilira still followed me everywhere. Only now, I no longer saw it as a burden. She was my shadow, my protector, my partner. And maybe, just maybe, my future. Epilogue: The Human and the Warrior. Months later, as I stood beside Kilira at the edge of a new council meeting, I realized how far I'd come. No longer just the human out of place, I was bonded to one of the fiercest warriors alive, and respected because of it. "Do you regret it?" I asked her softly. She glanced down at me, a rare smile tugging at her lips. "Only that you did not accidentally propose sooner." And for once I had no argument. After all, sometimes the best things in life start with the worst mistakes.